Hi guys, Steph here. Right, we've got another interesting pen for you today. But before I show you the pen, just to let you know, I'm going on a pen hunt over the weekend. I've already got quite a few pens from a previous pen haul, so I'm hoping to do you a pen haul on Monday. So keep watching. So, what pen do we have for you today? We have this one here. Yes, it's a interesting pen. Now, before we go into what it is, I'd just like to thank a gentleman in Ukraine who sort of kindly contacted me and sent me this pen. So thank you very much, Andre, for the pen. Very interesting indeed, and it obviously deserves a review. Now, what we've got for you here, now to be honest with you, when I actually received it, I wasn't sure what it was, I didn't know much about it, and Andre kindly sort of gave me some information, so the information I'm giving you is, well, was provided by the gentleman. But first of all, yes, look at the pen there, and some of you will look at it and say, wow, that looks familiar. Yes, it does, because if we bring one of these over here, yes, it looks like a Parker 51. Okay, now the pen we have here for you, if I actually take you to the cap, now what we'll do, let's give you sort of a little bit of a close-up. Okay, so that's a little bit better there. So at the bottom of the cap, the word you'll actually see there is in Ukrainian is the word Ukrainka. Okay, just to the bottom there. Then if I turn it round a little bit more, you'll see it says the word is actually Kharkiv. Okay, and then a little bit further round, you see it's got what looks like AP, which is actually AR in Ukrainian. Okay, so that's the name of the pen. Let's get back to normal view. Okay, so the pen in question is a Ukrainka, which simply means it's the feminine word for Ukrainian. And for you people that don't know, Kharkiv is a city in Ukraine. The AP, or in Ukrainian reads AR, is actually the name of, well, I believe the name of the company, okay, that produced the pen. Okay, now, well, no, I don't think it's, sorry, I'm reading it wrong. It's not the name, it's not the name of the company. The AR means auto ruchka, and ruchka means pen in Ukrainian. So it's an auto pen, which we'll show you in a moment. Now, this model is the AP4500, and reading off what Andres told me, it's a rare Soviet-era fountain pen model produced in the early 1960s, and for a very brief period, I believe less than a year. And it was made by the first state factory, Avtoruchka, in the city of Kharkiv. Okay, now this company, I believe, were operational since 1932. Okay, and as we said, the Ukrainka is the feminine word for Ukrainian. The Kharkiv, again, is the city of Kharkiv. Now, Whereas other pens of that particular period, they actually put the name of the countries on any sort of barrel imprint. For this particular company and this sort of Soviet era pen, they put the name of the cities instead of the country, hence the word Kharkiv. Now, again, as Andreas said to me, the Ukrainka was designed as a Soviet attempt to replicate the then popular Parker 51, which we can see there. Okay. Now, the noticeable difference on this one, as we'll show you, this is actually a piston filler fountain pen. Okay. Now, the piston fill pens by this particular company, they actually sort of mimicked, if you like, the Western pen designs. And they also made an earlier model which very much resembled the Pelikan 100N. And here's a picture of it. Look at that. Doesn't it look very much like the Pelikan? Okay, now these limitations were possible due to the Soviet Union's sort of isolation of Western intellectual property constraints. Okay, so, you know, what they were doing is sort of making pens very similar to the Western pens. Also, according to a Mr. Vlasov and Nilov, who are authors of a comprehensive 4-volume series of Soviet pens, the Ukrainka AP 4500 is classed, I believe, as an extremely rare fountain pen, and its existence was long known only through a surviving cardboard box and catalogue entry, as no actual pens were known to exist for examinations. Now, when I say the box, there you go. Here's a picture of the box, as you can see here. There we go. Now, photographs of the exact Ukrainka pen and this one will be featured in an updated volume of the author's book series, making it the first, making it the first pen ever documented. Okay, so this one, the Ukrainka, remains a significant collector's item due to the rarity and the unique place in the history of Soviet pen manufacturers. So that's a little bit of the history. The size of this pen is 136 millimeters capped. Around the barrel, it's a nice 11.5 millimeters in diameter. And as you can clearly see, it comes very much similar to the Parker 51 in this black with this gold cap. Even the feather clip there looks very similar. And in this particular case, there's a peaked jewel to the very top in red. Now, if we undo the cap, which is a friction fit cap, which again, very similar to Parker, even the insides here has a similar clutch to the Parker 51s. Now, if we show you the section, you can see it's got the clutch ring there, and look at the section there. Once again, if we bring on our Parker, look at that. Okay, so very, very similar to the Parker 51. The only difference on this pen, I've taken it apart and given it a clean. It comes with a silver nib. There's the feed underneath. Okay, but once again, repeating very, very similar. It's actually quite, I think it's slightly larger than the 51, and it's very comfortable to hold. Now, because it's been gifted to me, so I'll put it in my collection. What we've got, as I said, is a piston fill fountain pen, which means we simply turn the piston like so. Okay, all the way, and then all the way back home. So let's pop it in the ink. So let's all the way home. Let's take it out. We're not going to fill it up completely. It's only for a writing sample. Let's just give it a quick wipe, because it'd be interesting to see how it actually writes. As I said, the difference being it's got a silver nib, but what we've got is the Ukrainka, well, that should be an Ukrainka, made in Kharkiv, and as we've said, made in the 1960s, and I have been informed it's a rare fountain pen. I don't expect any flex in the pen with a steel nib, but what I can actually tell you, it is a very nice writer. It's actually it's nice and smooth to write with. This particular one, I would say, has got a medium line, writing very nicely indeed. I'm quite surprised with this steel nib, but it's a lovely, lovely, smooth writing pen. So let's pop that to one side, first of all. And incidentally, one thing I did when I actually took the section off, inside again is very similar to a Parker 51. Okay, now if I just put the cap back on, I'll clean the pen after the video. But if I show you this picture here, there you go, there's the pen disassembled. You can see the nib there, the feed, the collector. Okay, so take note of that. Now, if we get this Parker here and unscrew it for you. So there's the collector. Sorry, not the collector, the hood. The difference being the Parker's got this breather tube. Okay, but there we go, look at that. So the collector here, very similar to the Ukrainka as well. So they've basically not only just sort of copied the pen, apart from the piston, inside as well is very, very similar. The only thing I've noticed is the collector on the Parker 51 is a little bit better quality than the one on the Ukrainka pen. But apart from all that, very, very similar indeed. So there we have it. A interesting Soviet era fountain pen, and very much a Parker 51. Well, is it a clone or a copy? But a lovely pen in its own right. As you've just seen, writing very, very nicely indeed. So, Andrei, thank you very much for the pen. I'll pop this in my collection and it'll be looked after. So, I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I enjoy showing them to you people. Don't forget, leave a comment below. Don't be shy. Just below there, give the video a thumbs up as well if you will. Don't forget to subscribe as well. That would be appreciated. But for now, I'm going to say Slava Ukraini from me and this interesting pen. I'm just going to say bye-bye for now.